Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome, welcome. Thank you all so very much for your patience. I want to say welcome to the Nonprofit Development Center of Southern New Jersey's second regional summit. Give yourselves a hand for attending. Good morning. My name is Nicole Nance, and I am the executive director for this organization. First, we want to thank you and just really tell you how much we appreciate your flexibility with the change in venue. Rowan has been so gracious to us this morning, and they've made this work, and you all were patient with us at the registration, with the food, the venue. We just appreciate you, and we want you to know we recognize your patience with us, and we thank you so very much. I want to give some acknowledgments here this morning. Of course, we have our presenting sponsor, Mr. TD Bank. No, not Mr. TD Bank. Okay, Mr. TD Bank. All right. Our presenting sponsor, TD Bank, and representing TD Bank is Mr. Rob Curley. You'll hear from him in a moment. But we have TD Bank and of course Holman. We have amazing support, an amazing support system here at the Nonprofit Development Center, and we thank them. Of course, our gold sponsors are Mindy Holman, and our silver sponsor is PSCNG Nuclear. Our bronze sponsors this morning are Archer, Attorneys at Law, Republic Bank, and Ocean First Bank. And of course, our patrons are listed on the thank you page. We have NPOC, Ascenda, Acute, Baratz and Associates, Center for Family Services, Horizon, Prime Point, Rutgers, Evan Sanchez, Trillium, AFP, Bowman and Company, Book Smiles, Byron Home, Cornerstone Bank, Kendrick and Company, Ticks for Good, Schaefer Homes, Rutgers, Moorestown Theater, Ranch Hope, and who did I forget here? I really cannot see this. That's not good. It's on your thank you sponsor page. You know what? All of them have been so gracious. They are our vendors, they are our supporters, they are our friends. Thank you all again for coming. We appreciate you. We're looking forward to a robust afternoon. We want to make sure that you network. One of our biggest assets is having you be able to network. This is your space, nonprofits. You hear me? This is your space. Exchange cards, have conversations, connect. We want to make sure that you feel welcome and comfortable in your space, okay? Next, we're going to bring up Mr. Rob Curley, not Mr. TD Bank, Mr. Rob Curley, and he's going to give you the welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. I answered everything pretty much. So on behalf of TD Bank, we are thrilled to be here today as presenting sponsor of this summit, where we're going to explore what needs to be done to make South Jersey the most nonprofit-friendly region in the nation. It's hard to believe it's been 2 years since the last summit, but it was a resounding success. So when Mike Willmann asked for our support as the presenting sponsor for the second opportunity to headline the summit, I didn't have to think twice about it. Not just because you don't say no to Mike, but because as a lifelong resident of South Jersey who loves to support our community, the idea of all of you collaborating toward a common goal is an amazing idea worthy of it building upon. And I would like to thank Rowan for hosting this once again. I hear it's snowing or there's a frost alert in the other building, so appreciate the last minute audible and moving it to this beautiful building. So at TD, we talk about making an impact for our customers, our colleagues, and our communities. And that's what the Nonprofit Development Center does. And that's what all our presenters do. They make an impact. In my role as regional president for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, I provide strategic direction and sales leadership to TD Bank's consumer, small business, commercial, and specialty banking operations across Pennsylvania and New Jersey. In this capacity, I lead a team of approximately 2,500 regionally based employees and a network of more than 250 stores. I was born and raised in Marlton, and I started my career with Commerce Bank, which became TD Bank 35 years ago. And I am proud to say we have grown into a top 10 bank in the United States that happens to be headquartered right here in South Jersey. At TD, we are committed to being America's most convenient bank, whether you choose to use a store, phone, ATM, or digital banking. We're a full-service financial institution with more than 10 million customers, 27,000 employees, and 1,100 stores located from Maine to Florida. As mentioned, I'm proud to say that TD Bank maintains its U.S. headquarters in Cherry Hill. We have 226 stores throughout New Jersey, and just under 8,000 of our 27,000 employees are here in our state, the vast majority in South Jersey, because in addition to our corporate headquarters, you'll also find our 24/7 live customer call center, as well as TD University in Mount Laurel. So aside from supporting our customers' banking needs, we also support our nonprofit community with donations of time and money. As regional president, I sit on the board of the TD Charitable Foundation and Executive Committee, which is our charitable giving arm at TD Bank. Our foundation's area of focus are financial security, a vibrant planet, connecting communities, and financial security, and better health. And I'm proud to say we awarded over $4 million in foundation grants and sponsorships in 2023, just in New Jersey alone. In addition, our employees volunteer thousands and thousands of hours to local nonprofits across New Jersey, many of which are in the room today. We are very proud of our partnership with the Nonprofit Development Center of Southern New Jersey, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Good morning. My name is Joe Cardona. I'm the Vice President of University Relations here at Rowan University. Just wanted to give you a brief welcome. I'm here. Tony Lohman sends his apologies. He had a flight delay, so he wasn't able to be here, and that's who's in your program book. And Dr. Hushman, he was away as well, so you have me, Joe Cardona. I've been here for 29 years, though, know many of you, and I apologize for the change of venue this morning. There's construction going on over at the Student Center, and we needed to tie into the heat systems, and there was a part that came late, and well, we all know, as nonprofits, we know. You get a wrench thrown at you, and people say, you can't do it. We're like, we can do it. And at 10 o'clock at night, we were like, we're doing it, and we're switching it, and just call whoever it takes. We're doing it. So here we are today. We all know how that feels. But with that... So with that said, that has sort of been our motto for the last decade or so. As you've all experienced from South Jersey, we've been riding this incredible rocket ship as Rowan University. We're the fourth fastest growing research university in the nation right now. We've doubled enrollment in the last decade. We're at 23,000 students. We have 2 medical schools. We have a vet school coming online pretty soon. And as some of you might have seen, our economic impact on the state of New Jersey, we released a report just last week. We have a $2.9 billion annual economic impact on New Jersey. And like Rob's saying, like, holy smoke for the bank, how much growth. I think we can all share, even though I work here and I live it every day, to recognize that kind of impact. And that represents what's happening not only obviously across the state, but it's helping everybody grow in South Jersey too. So we're so happy for your support. We're so proud to be able to have an influence on South Jersey and New Jersey, and we just thank all of you for being here. I also wanted to say a special thanks to Michael Willmann. He was one of a small group of people that a couple years ago that were part of the Entrepreneur and Innovation Center here that thought of this organization and brought it about, and I thank Michael for his mentorship. When I was younger in my career, I appreciate it. But thank you everybody for coming, and hope this is I guess an eventful day for you. Thank you.
So, Rob, I just I texted HR. Your new Mr. TD cards are on the way. You should have them next week. My only concern is I don't know what that makes me if you're Mr. TD, but we'll talk afterwards. Thank you, Joe, and thank you for the heat and the switch of venues. I like the pivot. I like to be warm, so thanks. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. I'm actually very excited to be here with you today. Even though we did pivot, it is still supposed to be warm out. We get the extra hour of daylight. Spring is here, so it's good. It's good to be with you. I'm going to talk a little bit about what brings us here today. and where the journey is going. It's going to lead us from here, though. But before we get started, just in case you may not have read the article, I do want to underscore a little bit about what Joe just mentioned. And I do want to congratulate Joe and the entire Rowan team on the amazing story that did break last week, sharing that study that how Rowan's economic impact on New Jersey has totaled the staggering number of $2.9 billion in revenue, and amassed the other statistic, it amassed over roughly 14,700 full-time jobs through the many mixed-use projects and the partnerships that many of us in the room have benefited from or that we use on a daily basis. It's simply an incredible report. Don't know if you've had a chance to read it, but it underscores and celebrates the leadership and the vision of Rowan. Again, I want to congratulate you, your team, for all the hard work that you're doing to make Southern New Jersey a great place to live and work. So thank you. I do want to applaud you. In addition, I'd also like to thank all of our sponsors for supporting today's event, as well as the team and the board of the Nonprofit Development Center for putting together what I believe is an exciting, informative, and interactive agenda today that's focused on making South Jersey the most NPO-friendly region in the U.S. by 2030. Furthermore, all of us associated with NPDC with the presentation of today's event appreciate the wholehearted support that President Willmann, you, and all the people of the Rowan staff, especially Jessica Porch and Dan Hartman, have extended to us for graciously hosting us this morning. So let me extend my own personal welcome to all the nonprofit leaders who are in the room, who have gathered here this morning. As Rob indicated a couple moments ago, it's truly an honor for TD Bank to support your hard work and your commitment to making a positive daily impact on the people, the businesses, and the local communities that we live and work in. On behalf of myself and my team at TD Bank, in partnership with the NPDC, thank you for executing on your respective organization's core values. Some of you may or may not know, but in addition to recently being elected the co-chair of the NPDC, I've had the pleasure of serving as the chair of this summit, which sounds like I've done more than I have, but it's actually kind of all fallen on Mike. So I really want to thank Mike for making me look good in my rookie attempt here. But among other things, that means that right now my job is to tell you a little bit about how we got to this point. And when I've done that, I'm going to turn it over to Mike, and he'll give you a little bit of the roadmap for where we're going today and mapping out a little bit of the weeks and the months ahead. So as we've said so often, our goal is to continue to build the collaborative infrastructure that's going to make South Jersey the most NPO-friendly region in the country by 2030. It's a source of great pride for all of us that more than 300 different foundations, institutions of higher education, other NPOs, and for-profit organizations have come together over the past 3 years to collaborate with the Nonprofit Development Center of Southern New Jersey in this work. More than 125 different individuals and organizations contributed resources in the form of both sponsorships and volunteer hours to make the April 22 event, which we now know as Summit 1, and its successor events, which were 8 county mini-summits, and then finally today's event, Summit 2, the sellout success that they have become. In fact, after today, we'll have directly touched more than 980 individuals who are in critical decision-maker spots in South Jersey in the nonprofit community. So as I'm getting ready to turn the program over to Chairman Willmann, just as I celebrated Rowan a few moments ago about the positive impact that they have made to so many in this room, I'd also like to share and celebrate a recent award that Mike has received for all the positive impact that he too has made. Not sure if Mike's going to blush or not or cry. I don't think he's going to cry, but we did just have the Oscars. But I do want to share this because I think it's important because Mike has given so much to so many through the years. So many of us know Mike as a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania's Law School and as a founding board member, currently the chairman of NPDC since 2008. While many others know him as an Emmy Award-winning marketing communication veteran and local business owner who is also the co-founder of the Haddonfield Outdoor Sculpture Trust, also known as HOST, since their inception in 2013. While yet many more of us simply know him as the guy who served his local youth sports community by coaching and officiating baseball, basketball, and soccer programs for over 40 years. Now, I've done a lot of coaching in my years, and just having gotten to deal with Mike in the last 3 years, I don't know if I'd want to argue with you balls and strikes, but that would be just me. But I would like to add one more title to that list. I'd like to recognize and congratulate Mike on recently being named in this past November to the top 8 most influential men of 2023 in all of South Jersey by South Jersey Magazine for, and I quote, going above and beyond to show compassion to members of our community, both young and old. So congratulations, Mike, and thank you for making South Jersey a great place. So I hope that didn't leave you speechless, because we got a lot of work to do today.
No, not speechless. So that just proves that, number one, you don't have to be able to play any of those sports to coach them. That's obvious. My second observation is that this is like teaching a class. There's nobody up here. You're all sitting in the back, which I assume means that you're going to duck out a few minutes before class ends and whatever. All right. So at 11:30 last night, as I was communicating with some of you, it occurred to me that you have to have a backup plan. And all the nice things have been said about the folks here at Rowan. I think there are more than 50 people who tried to make this work. So hold your applause for just a moment, okay? It occurred to me that you are the backup plan. The people that you serve are people who don't have the same resources that you do. We're dealing with a first world problem today. Which of the nice buildings at Rowan will we meet in? And will we have time for breakfast? Okay? So you're here, but think of the people that you serve. We serve you. You, in fact, are the people that make all these engines in South Jersey go. So there are people out there who didn't have a place to be last night, and you were trying to help them. And people who didn't have a breakfast this morning, and you were trying to help them. So we appreciate, and we, meeting the Nonprofit Development Center of Southern New Jersey, exist to try to help you do your job better. So we're going to have a double applause, okay? A triple applause. So it can be for all the people who have supported us in terms of sponsorship. It can be the people at Rowan, especially Jessica Porch, who is an angel, a saint, I don't know, whatever other, somebody else give me a better noun than angel or saint, I don't know. But mostly, if you would all stand up for just a moment. Come on, stand up. On behalf of all the people that you serve, there are 22,700 not-for-profit organizations in South Jersey that file 990s. There are probably at least 10,000 more that are too small to have to do that, or for some reason don't. So I would like you to give a standing ovation to all of you, for what you do to help all those people who don't have a backup plan. You are their backup plan, so congratulations to you. All right. We love TD Bank. We love Mr. TD, Rob Curley. We're delighted to have Greg as the new co-chair of NPDC and as the chair of this event. Here's what we're going to do. After we're done, and we are just the arm candy, Greg and I, obviously. We're just up here because we look good. I mean, I wish we have no substantive role at all, but we are good looking. So, it's a burden we bear, and we try to be gracious about it. You're going to hear from Linda Zippo. She is the executive director of the New Jersey Center for Nonprofits, recently renamed. She's going to tell you about their annual survey, which includes organizations in South Jersey. We're going to hear from Michelle Francesconi. Did I get that right? I've known Michelle since she was a student of mine here, and she had a different name then, so I'm still trying to get used to the name she has now. She is going to tell you about what we think is a singular achievement. We have worked for the last 6.5 months to create a database of all of the 22,700 not-for-profit organizations in South Jersey. It now exists. You got to do a couple of things. Number one, you got to go look at the page, the entry for your organization, and make sure we got it right. we migrated information from your 990. If it's old, accountants don't put email addresses on their 990s. So we have 22,700 organizations and 742 email addresses. It means we're short about 22,000 email addresses. So, number one, in your packet, I think there's a page, yes. So if you go there, you can fill it in, change it, whatever you want to do. Michelle's going to tell you how that whole thing works. It's a database which becomes a directory. What does it do? It means you can talk to each other. It means we can talk to you. It means also that everybody who lives or works or does business in South Jersey can go to that database and find you. I want to have an after-school program for my middle school daughter. I can find it. Middle of the night, there's a mental health crisis for somebody who's a friend of mine. I can find that. This is not in competition with New Jersey 211, and you will hear, from Melissa Acree from NJ 211 about what they do. They are a health and human services hotline, more than a hotline, funded by United Way, and they have roughly 2,000 organizations in their database for the entire state of New Jersey. 700 of them are in South Jersey, in round numbers. Melissa has been so gracious in working with us, her staff, and working with us to make sure we have what they have, and we're going to make sure they have what we have. After that, we're going to have a break. Talk to each other. Do something extraordinary. Find somebody that you didn't know existed and talk to them and come up with some unique collaboration that will make us all proud. After the break, the hard work. You're going to go back to where you ate, and we are going to have tables dedicated to a range of issues. You get to pick the table. So, what is your name? If she is interested in housing, there'll be a housing table. If your name is Nicole, if Nicole's interested in food, whatever, okay? You have, I believe in your packet, a grid. You got a grid in there? So what we want you to do is tell us, for you, what the most important issues are. Rank order. So food is most important, that's one. You don't get to vote for everything. You get to your top 5, all right? We all know the downside of rank order voting since we're starting to use it to elect public officials, but, you know, we'll see what happens. All right, then you're going to go to those tables. They're going to have a moderator for the table. You will have 45 minutes. Here's the deal. We don't want to know all the things that you think are necessary to address housing issues in New Jersey. You can put those on the index cards. So if you think that housing for disabled people in counties with cities of more than 20,000 is what we need, you can write that down. Your moderator is going to come back and say the overarching issue at our table was. You're also welcome to cite other overarching issues. For example, if you thought establishing a universal basic income was an overarching solution to some problems, put it down, all right? If you're concerned about the absence of universal health care as it affects all the people you serve, put it down. So this is the threshold to a series of mini summits, much like the county mini summits that we had after the first summit, where there will be a Zoom session for housing or food or whatever. So we'll have a chance to dive deeper, to use that cliche, and then we will have a report back in terms of a needs assessment, and that's going to be a needs assessment task force analysis, and that's going to be headed up by our former chair, Les Cohen, who's going to speak to you today as well, briefly about that. All right, at the end, we have one of the region's nicest, most generous people, Evan Sanchez, is going to moderate a panel with Kathy Durante from the Ocean First Foundation, with Fallon DePonte from the Community Foundation of South Jersey, and Kyle Ruffin from Impact 100, talking about the future of philanthropy in South Jersey. If you think it's trust-based philanthropy, they may talk about that. If you think it's something else, they may talk about that. We were also hoping to have Craig Weinrich from the New Jersey Council of Grantmakers. Do I have that right? Craig is not going to be with us because of a a family issue that has come up. So that's basically the outline for the day. As Nicole mentioned, we are so delighted that you're here. And what we think is that if you get a bunch of smart people who have thoughts about how to help the world, and I don't mean that in any, hyperbolic sense, get together and talk, you're going to help the world. So that's our job. Help the world, help South Jersey, make it the most NPO-friendly region in the country by 2030. All right? So, Linda, we are proud, the NPDCSNJ is proud to be sort of a de facto affiliate of the New Jersey Center for Nonprofits. It's a relationship which is occasionally fraught, but they do extraordinary work in terms of so many things, but advocacy being one of them. So Linda's going to give you a heads up on the report that most of you probably contributed to, the annual report on the state of NPOs in South Jersey, and we will go from there. Thank you all so much for being here.